Good evening, dear friends. What? I see your brain is not working very well? My task for the new year is to make it so that what is inside your skull could develop its maximum power, so that your brain could not only remember where you live, what your name is, what your dog and cat are called, but also to be able to cope with such tasks as learning new languages, higher mathematics, quantum physics, and anything else you want. But before we start, friends, I know that among you there are idlers who have not yet subscribed to the channel. Don't hide your shameful eyes now. You should make 3 million subscribers by the new year, so that we can rejoice together at this 3 million, because it's a good number for the new year. If there are 2,090,000 now, it's neither here nor there. If there are not 3 million, I will delete the channel. I wanted to say to hell with it. I will delete the channel completely, and you will never see anything again. Then remember each video and rewatch them. So send this video to all your friends if you have friends. For those who don't have friends, go make friends, go to parties for meeting friends, and make them all subscribe. Or make fake accounts too. Let's get these 100,000 subs. You must definitely make it by the new year. It's your task. And my task now is to make your brain work to the maximum. So, friends, today we will finally make our brain work out of this already stupefied state. We will finally make it work with brilliant power. Well, write in the comments if you feel that you have become dull with the years, or, on the contrary, every year you become smarter and smarter, and we will see the statistics. So, friends, it just happens like that. Remember, during your childhood, for example, even when someone says something random to you, you immediately remember it. Even if you just accidentally heard, for example, the Korean language, just someone was talking, like a neighbor, for example, on the phone, then immediately this language is stored in your head. You can even learn how to speak freely in Romani, in Portuguese. It was easy in childhood. The multiplication table took literally a couple of days, and you've mastered it all, and algebra too. But time passes, and now try to learn at least 2 words in some language. It's not that simple anymore. The brain is covered in rust. So what's happening, friends? What's the reason? You immediately think it's bad nutrition, lack of food, or lack of vitamins. You think that you just to eat well and do nothing since you don't want to do anything. To some extent, you are right. But it's not your nutrition. All your nutrition goes here, to the belly. But you need to feed your brain and know how to feed it. You do it through the artery, through the spinal and carotid artery, right to the brain. You must ensure a full blood supply. That's the primary task of your life. You wake up in the morning, and first thing first, what you should think about is whether your brain is fully supplied with blood. If so, then the cells of the brain, which are called neurons, work correctly. Here they are, little neurons, located here. This is the microscopic structure of your brain. As if you pulled it out, cut off a piece, put it under a microscope, and now look at the neurons. Like a microscope. Thanks to it, we can see not only statically and immobilized, but also in motion as it happens live on air. And when you learn something new, like when your friend tells you some juicy secret, something new, maybe even unnecessary in most cases, it enters your brain. These 2 neurons are just free, bare neurons. But they start to interact with each other, and each of them has axons and dendrites. These sprouts are usually just hanging around, poking everywhere they shouldn't, but then you give them a task. For example, solve a math problem. Then, these sprouts, when given a task and need master it, start connecting. For example, you decided to learn the Tajik language since you decided to learn the anthem of Tajikistan. Now these two sprouts have a goal. They start to interact with each other, and they already start to connect. And so, they connect and form a stable connection, and interaction occurs between them, an electrical impulse, as it is called. This electrical impulse begins to move from one neuron to another, like this. Now, you already have gone through half of the Azerbaijani dictionary, but the second half also needs to be mastered, and then the second neuron comes to help right here. How much information is in it? Approximately 15 gigabytes. There is also an interaction. And these neurons, they form a network. All neurons are connected by a network, and all of this should function successfully. But suddenly, at a certain moment, there is a disruption in the blood supply. Blood vessels nourish this entire network, providing it with energy. Energy comes from here, from nourishment. But suddenly, for some reason, the blood flow is disrupted. It stops going here. And the connections that we have successfully formed between neurons begin to break down. So, friends, blood supply is necessary for our brain and for our neurons to work, to perform their function, to simply not exist without doing anything. Every neuron we have needs to be kept working, because without work, our neuron suffers and dies. So, friends, we remove the New Year's collar, look at the neck, and see the vertebral artery, which passes in the vertebral canal. On the way of the vertebral artery, there are several obstacles. In the vertebral canal itself, the first obstacle before entering the vertebral canal, the second obstacle, and most importantly, the dangerous section between the occipital bone and the first vertebra, where short flexors are just waiting to weaken the long neck flexor, to cut off our poor, much-suffering vertebral artery, which carries nutrients and energy to our brain so that it can work like a clock for us. So, friends, we begin to free the vertebral artery. So, friends, today we will be increasing the power of your brain's work. We will increase the amount of reserve memory, increase the number of working neurons, and decrease the number of neurons that are not involved. And thus, we will increase the performance of your brain several times. Now, in the comments, write how much you think of yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 in terms of the power of your mind. Write one comment right now and another one at the end of this video. Also, what we are doing today positively affects your vision and the clarity of perception of all senses, such as hearing, smell, and others. Because all this is connected with the brain. You will hear better, see better, smell better, you will taste the food better. And you'll stop eating so much junk. So, friends, we are starting the operation to free the vertebral artery. It is located in our traps, in the short neck flexors, in the scalene muscles, and in the vertebral canal. These three culprits don't allow our beloved vertebral artery to successfully supply blood to our brain. They don't let us become smarter every day because they interfere with the formation of these connections. To learn something new, it's necessary for new connections to form between neurons. So, the first thing we do here, we lie down on our backs, take such roller, we put it here, see, between the occiput and the first vertebra. And all these places, all these muscles need to be worked out, massaged, and stretched so that they are not tense. Because of the tension of these suboccipital muscles, it not only worsens the blood supply to the brain and compresses the vertebral artery, but also negatively affects vision and hearing. You might get a noise in the ears because your artery is compressed. So, friends, look, now I'll show you. Remember me like this. The vertebral artery is slightly compressed. Let's assume that. And now I start to release it. I lie down on this roller and start moving to the right and left side, approximately at the same speed as I do now. The amplitude is also the same as mine. Try to do the same. You work these muscles from one side, you work them from the other side. In the middle, raise these sections a little above the roller, below the entire occipital region. It's very good to do this while simultaneously watching my channel. It's the best channel on YouTube. You can listen to the videos at the same time as doing this exercise. You get new information, your brain immediately loads neurons and improves blood supply. You've massaged one side, and now the other side, and just like that, you've provided your brain with enough blood. Now, the next thing that needs to be done. Next, we will directly work on the neck flexors. For this, we turned the head at a 45-degree angle, nose down, and bent the head. So, I turned my head to the right and leaned to the left. And in this position, the distance between my occiput and the first vertebra increases, stretching the muscles. And now, my task is to relax all this, to massage it. The yellow one is the occipital nerve, while the red one is the vertebral artery. Now, we are going to free both of them. Turn the head, tilted, and this place you see, it's stretched out. Now I am directly penetrating here with my fingers between these two muscles and between two bones, working out everything here. I'm massaging the already stretched muscle gently. I'm doing everything here from one side and now from the other side. For a minute or two. And the last place where we need to free our vertebral artery is our scalene muscle. How do we get to it? I already see the question in your eyes. Patience, friends, patience. So, turn your head, again at a 45-degree angle. You already know this position. But now, we put our hand here and make a forward tilt, and backward. Forward, backward. Hold the scalene muscle and press on it slightly. You might get some pain from it. If yours is very shortened, it may even cause pain to the hand. But don't stop. Work it out. Because when you massage this muscle, not only will your brain's blood supply improve, but also after you do this exercise, you will notice how the position of the head changes. If before it was hanging forward like this, then after this it will be more comfortable for you to hold your head like this because the muscle will become longer. See, it turned me to the other side. Well, friends who did these exercises with me, I see you. I see how your brain has started to work a little bit better. It might seem to you that you have become a bit smarter. That's really the truth. Now write in the comments how much you liked it. Send this video to your friends if you have any friends, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Help your parents, keep exercising, and wait patiently for new videos. Start waiting now